Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Your girl Janice is back for another Lunch and Learn. Hope everyone is well. Come on in here. If you're catching the replay, first of all, type in replay in the chat because it's going to be good, y'all. So, welcome back. I am super excited for our Lunch and Learn today because it has been super eventful. So, grab your lunch, grab your notebooks. Today, we're going to be talking about locking in the fundamentals for your beauty supply store. So, we are almost in the last quarter of 2025, and I have been talking about locking in. There's a trend of the great lock in, which I'm really excited about. I think it's so cool. And I've been doing this since forever, literally locking in before January starts. Because if you start in January, you are already behind. So I'm going live right now on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. But I prefer for you guys to meet me over in YouTube because all of the links that I'm going to be sharing with you guys today will be on YouTube. So go to my YouTube page, make sure you subscribe and watch on YouTube because I'm going to be dropping the links to the 3-day lock-in challenge, which is a free challenge that I'm doing that is free. And let me just go ahead and drop the link now, just in case you have to head out. I'm going to drop in the link. It's a free challenge that I'm doing top of October because we want to make sure that we are starting now. We are starting now for anyone who's wanting to open a store next year. The groundwork starts now, not January. Okay. So if you have not signed up for the challenge, go ahead and click the link in the chat. If you're watching me on YouTube, the link is in the chat for you to sign up, beautysupplychallenge.com. Like I said, it's free, but we do have a VIP option for the people who want coaching from me and want to get access to the workbooks and all that stuff. We have that VIP option. So the truth is, right, most people who want to open a beauty supply store actually never do. I have been doing this good work for over 8 years now. Jesus, over 8 years. And many discovery calls. I'm going to do it next year, next year, next year, next year, next year. I have people that have been following me for 10 plus years talking about next year, next year, next year. And this is a tragedy because each year, y'all, that you do not press play on this beauty supply store is another year that you are in the red because you could have made 200,000, 300,000 or whatever, that you're supposed to be making in your store. But this literally is the money that you are missing out on. This is our opportunity cost. And there's a lot of people who will spend years and years researching endlessly, downloading all the free PDFs and the free stuff and just waiting for the right time. Okay. But here's the thing. The beauty supply industry is not going to be waiting for you. Every single day, rent is going up. The vendors are getting tighter. Inventory cost is going up. We have seen just with this administration alone, prices, tariffs, all of that has pushed things up. And it's only going to increase next year. So for those of you who have said last year, you're going to wait to this year, and then this year, now it's next year. Now we're looking at 2026, right? Every single year, your delay is someone else who's literally going to go ahead of you and open up that beauty supply store. I have also seen that happen time and time again. That someone was like, I'm going to open the first Black-owned beauty supply store in my community. And then someone goes ahead, goes past you, and literally opens up your store. So the question now becomes, are you ready to actually go ahead and do this? Or are you going to watch 2026 pass you by? Okay, so let's get into 3 things I want to share about actually setting up your store. 3 fundamentals that you need to consider before launching your beauty supply store. Things that you want to consider, think about. I'm also dropping a long form YouTube video where I'm going to be breaking down my own story with opening my beauty supply store because I feel like I talk about it here and there and bits and pieces on lives and stuff like that. But I've never done like a sit down, one of those videos where they sit down and like, I'm finally ready to tell my story. So I'm going to be releasing that YouTube video hopefully by Friday. The team is editing the video now, and I'm like excited for that video to come out. So y'all wait on it. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so when the video drops, y'all gonna see the video. So let's get to these gems. 3 fundamentals I want to leave you today for today's Lunch and Learn on what you need to consider before launching your beauty supply store. So gem number 1 is your why for your beauty supply store and your vision, right? So I always talk about creating a mission and vision for your formal business plan. But if your only reason to do this business like is money, you are going to burn out real quick, because retail is not for the faint at heart, and you need to have something that's going to drive that a little bit more. So for me, as a Black woman who often went into the beauty supply store and always felt just disgusted that I was spending my money and not getting any type of good experience, not feeling good when I leave the store, I knew that I wanted to be a change maker, and I wanted to be a part of a movement of Black entrepreneurs taking over this space. If you guys have watched me, you always, I've always talked about how opening a store is not just about you setting up a brick and mortar location, especially if you are a Black individual doing this, a person of color doing this. We are literally in a modern day economic justice movement, right? We had a civil rights movement. Like, this is for economic justice and economic freedom for Black people. And this movement goes beyond just opening a retail space. We are literally changing the face of this industry. And so that vision and having that mission of being a part of a movement of change makers and pioneers, Black men and women, literally coming in and trying to open more stores and changing the face of beauty supply and showing the community that, hey, we are here for you. I see you. I value you. We don't currently feel like that in our Asian owned stores right now. We don't feel seen and we don't feel valued. And the most important thing that I also want to mention about why it's super important to have a really strong why is because this also gives us the opportunity to finally circulate the Black dollar in our community and create legacy for our children and our children's children, the way the Asians have been doing it for decades. This type of movement should literally make you want to open a store tomorrow. That type of why should make you want to push forward past all the fear, past the comfortability of having that 9-to-5 job and that steady check. That is the thing that is going to go beyond you. Just even knowing, especially for my parents on here, that this is something that you are building for your children. We got Black Friday, by the way, around the corner. We have Black Friday that's coming around the corner. I know some of you are waiting for Black Friday to buy the TV, to buy the stuff on Amazon, to buy this. I want you to think about, what does it look like to invest in myself for the long-term gains of creating legacy and wealth for my children? What is that going to look like? That's what I want. That's what I want people to be thinking about on this Black Friday when you guys are spending. You should be spending and investing in yourself and your education and the things that is going to move the needle, and you creating legacy and generational wealth for your family. Okay, so number 1, you want to make sure that you have a strong why and a strong vision when you are stepping foot into this industry, because it is going to be, so there's going to be some challenges, there are going to be some obstacles, just like any other movement, y'all. Just like any other movement, there is going to be opposition. So get ready. And when you have a strong why and you have a strong vision of why you're doing this, you'll push past the obstacles. The second thing is going to be your business plan blueprint. So I talk a lot also about your business plan and why that's so important, because this is your funding magnet, right? This is the plan that bankers are going to want to see, investors or whoever. Landlords also now want to see a business plan. Some landlords want to see this in order to take you seriously. Okay. You will not be able to obtain funding without a strong business plan based on real data and real information. That is another reason why y'all need to come to our 3-day lock-in challenge, because I'm going to be breaking down the key components to having a winning business plan. Just last year alone, y'all, with the business plan that we help our clients to create, 1.4 million in funding was given to the Black women in our programs, right? They could not get that funding without the business plan and without the financial projections that's going to be able to show landlords and lenders that, hey, I am serious. I've done the numbers and I've done the work. So are you able to see 30K in profit, 50K in profit, 100K in profit in your projections? Are you able to show that you've done the market research, that you know the neighborhood, that you know who lives there, who owns the house, who drives, what kind of educational background, to be able to show that this is a feasible market? Do you have the operational plan set up of how you're going to staff your store, how you're going to track your inventory, how you're going to keep the shelves stocked so that the money can be flowing? These are all the things that they want to see. And these are the things that I'm going to go deeper in on our 3-day challenge. But if you don't have these questions answered, you will not be ready to open. You are going to go in without a plan, and you're going to be spending aimlessly. You're not going to know what to do, and you're going to be fumbling. And many people fumble because they open without a bulletproof plan. And so the business plan isn't just to get funding. It's really the roadmap for you of where am I going to be doing this? How am I going to be spending this money? What should the budget actually be? Right? And it just forces you to now step out of being an employee and having an employee mindset to having a CEO business mindset. Okay? So it's not, like I said, it's not only about just getting the funding and this is like your ticket to OPM, but it's also literally the roadmap that you are going to use as the CEO of this business. This is what you're going to follow. This is the roadmap. This is the plan. Okay. So that is number 2. The business plan, making sure you get that together. The third thing that ties along with the business plan is financial readiness, understanding the retail language, and making sure that that funding is going to be locked in. Okay, so a few things. A quick breakdown, because I'm like thinking, some of you guys are opening smaller boutique stores, and then I know a lot of you guys are wanting to open bigger stores, which is also great. We need to open bigger stores, and we need to be able to compete, because the Arabs are coming in, they're opening huge, mega 30,000 square foot stores, like insane. So when we're looking at funding and financial readiness, the budget is one of the biggest things that you want to constantly be looking at and refining. Because things are changing rapidly in our economy, as you guys know. The prices are going up. And so you want to be able to constantly be looking at the numbers and refining how much everything's going to cost. So right now, where for clients, I do the orders for all my clients, right, in my programs, in my Platinum Store Launch programs. When I used to do inventory orders, let's say for a store that was like 2,000 square feet of space, we probably could get away with doing like 30,000 towards inventory. Now that number is more like 40,000, just because things are increasing. Shipping costs by itself is insane right now. So constantly looking at what the breakdown is going to be, looking at inventory in particular, because as y'all know, inventory is the largest asset on our balance sheet. So we are constantly looking at inventory. We're constantly looking at the prices. We're constantly reviewing all of our vendors to see which one has the best pricing, because all the products is the same. We just want to make sure that we have the best pricing, the cheapest shipping, all those things. Inventory right now, 20,000 for a 2,000 square foot store. I used to say, listen, 20,000 for every 1,000 square feet. That used to be my benchmark a broad formula that I would tell you. That is higher now. So the inventory could be around 30, 40,000 just to get started. Then building out the space. Building out the space is going to depend on a lot. I always tell people you want to look for second generation spaces, something that you don't have to do a whole lot of customizations, maybe a little paint, maybe some lighting. 9 times out of 10, you will need lighting, your signs, your fixtures, things like that, right? But if you're going into a raw space, which again, that by itself could blow your entire budget. I have seen it happen time and time again. People are like, oh, it's new developments. I haven't found anything. You have to look, y'all, for these spaces. You have to spend the time to look for these spaces because you're not going to want to build out somebody's space unless you work with me and my team, because my realtor will get that paid for. So it's called TI, so tenant allowance, where the landlord will compensate for build out things of that nature. She does that negotiation and not work for our clients. But if you are going in, you are not a realtor, it's going to be hard to get that paid for. And so I always say, go for the second generation spaces, which means it's just a space that had something else retail prior to a shoe store, jewelry store, whatever, retail store. And go ahead and just do your little thing. That's exactly what I did. I actually had white box space. I was blessed. And so my landlord had just did a whole bunch of renovations on the space. And I think the only thing that I did was probably I custom built my register. I did a accent wall because, like I said, it was white box wall. The walls was white. And I did some custom shelving. That was about it. And so I probably spent maybe $10,000. But if you're going with a raw space, you could spend $50,000, $75,000 to try to build out and customize a whole space yourself. That's going to be a lot of money. And when you are starting and this is your first store and you are limited funds, limited budget, we need to be smart about the build out. Okay. Third thing is going to be the shelves, the furniture, the fixtures. Now, a lot of times you can go on Facebook Marketplace and you can find some really, really good shelving and get your entire store, your gondola shelves, all the things for under $10,000. If you're going to buy brand new stuff, brand new shelving, brand new everything, that could double. That could double. Your signage, so your exterior sign that goes outside, whether you have a light box. I had a light box and I loved it. Now, back then, a light box was about $7,000, $8,000. I think I paid for my light box. That's probably like $20,000 now. I'm not sure if I would do a light box if it was that expensive. But if you want your store lit at night, then you get you a light box. The signage outside is really important because people are driving up and down. And if your sign is not, visible, it's not lit, people are just going to keep driving. And this is your marketing, right? So think of it as this is a part of your marketing budget to have a really beautiful exterior sign. And then you have signs on the inside. You have your security. You have your systems. So your POS system that is going to track your inventory. It's going to track your employees and it's going to track your customers. All of those things could range from lower end being 10,000 up to like 30,000, depending on the types of signs that you get. Now, signs can be crazy. There's permits that you need to get signed. So these are all things that you need to consider. And these numbers, I'm talking about all these things before I even talk about how much it's going to cost for staff, how much you're going to need for working capital. All of this takes a lot of money. However, the good news is, y'all, I'm going to be, again, breaking all of this down during my 3-day challenge, the Beauty Supply Lock-in Challenge, to get you guys together and ready to launch your store finally in 2026. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the link for that in the chat. If you're watching me on YouTube, I'm going to drop the link in the chat so that you can go ahead and register. General admission, y'all, is free. And the VIP, right now, the VIP is like $47. It's something cheap. It's like dinner, less than dinner. Okay. So the key, y'all, the key takeaway, going back to financial readiness, um, one of the things also is your credit, right? You need to know where you stand credit wise. A lot of people, when I have discovery calls, you have no idea where you stand credit wise. You need to be able to obtain your credit report, dispute things off of your credit report so you can have the highest score possible. A lot of lenders, y'all, are looking for a minimum credit score of like 650 to qualify for a lot of the programs that we get our clients in, where you're getting a substantial amount of funding, over $100,000, right? So you need to make sure that your credit is together. We need to get our credit together. Like I've been telling myself, which my credit, unfortunately for me, bits and pieces of my credit is out of my hands because I'm still technically married to a person who hasn't been paying bills. But once you are someone who you pay all of your own bills and you literally are in charge of your credit profile, you need to make sure that you're putting your big girl panties on and making sure that all the bills is on auto pay, and that if you need to make more money to pay certain things off, there is DoorDash. Go ahead and braid somebody's hair. Go ahead and watch somebody's kids. This is what we got to do and lock in. This is the lock-in season. And so we do what we have to do while we're in lock-in season. We all know this, right? During a lock-in season, when you are working on your biggest goals, you're not outside. You're not doing the Black Friday deals, and you're not doing Christmas and all of this stuff, and you're not at the parties. We're locking in, and you're doing DoorDash on the weekend. You're braiding hair, and you're watching somebody's kids. Period. It's not forever. Like I tell my clients this all the time. This is not forever. This is just for a season. And we do what we have to do to reach our goals just for a season. Our ancestors have done this. Certainly, we can do some DoorDash on a weekend. Certainly, we can watch some kids if you're able to watch kids. Not everybody else. Not everybody is set up to watch kids. But certainly, we could braid some hair. We could do something with a skill set. Find out what the skill set is and create your side hustle so that you can get your funding for your store, so that you can fix your credit and pay off what you need to pay off and do what you need to do so that you can get your credit score up. No one's credit should be a below 650 unless it's things that's literally out of your hands. And when I say that, I'll just talk to myself too. Like, girl, we got to get this credit together. we got to put on our big girl pants and get this credit together. Make sure you have your business set up legally, which we want to talk about during the 5-day challenge, during the 3-day challenge, not 5 days, it's 3 days. Setting up your business, setting it up the right way, making sure that it looks professional. And then how do you get your business plan to actually stand out? All of these lenders get a ton of applications every single day, every single month. How do we make sure that, going back to our first point, that the mission and the vision is strong enough for people to have that emotional check to want to actually say yes to the application just off of what you're going to do for the community and how you plan on serving your people? Okay, so these are the things that you want to think about, and these are the things that, again, I'm going to deep dive during our 3-day lock-in challenge. Okay, it's happening October 1st to the 3rd. This is for people who are serious about launching their beauty supply stores in 2026. And over the 3 days, I'm going to be teaching every single day how to bring that vision to life, how to create your business plan. What are the fundamentals? What do I need in this business plan? We're going to break down funding so that you understand how to go about getting funding, how to fill out these applications, and how to follow up with lenders so that you can eventually get to the yes. And then we are going to map out your launch plan for 2026 step by step by step by step. So this season is about locking in. It is not about watching on the sidelines, all the grand openings that's happening. By the way, y'all, I am going to a grand opening in Indiana. Stay tuned for that because I'm really excited. I haven't done a grand opening in Indiana. So this is going to be the first one that we are going to. Is going to be lit. So stay tuned for the grand opening with one of my good sister clients. But y'all, click the link. Make sure you sign up for the challenge. And when you do, come back to this video, come back to this live and say I'm in. Type in the chats. If you already signed up, you can type in the chats, I'm in. Let me know right now. Type in the chats, I'm in. But we are locking in. We are focusing and finally moving towards our goals. Like, it has to happen, or it has to happen. 2026. I want this, and I'm speaking this over everybody, including myself. I want this to be the best year yet. I want this to be the year that our dreams come true because we already put in the work. We are already grinding before the year even starts, right? And that is what the 3-day Great Lock-In Challenge is going to be all about. So y'all, I'm going to wrap up here. This is my time. I'm going to see you guys inside of the challenge. Make sure you sign up for VIP. Don't play yourself, especially if 2026 is your year. You want to sign up for VIP so that you can get the coaching from me and that you can get the workbooks so that you can follow along with the trainings that I will be doing every single day. We start October 1st. It is going down. All right. So I'm going to see you guys on the next Lunch and Learn. Love you guys so much. And if you need anything, DM me. Have a good one, guys. Bye.